And this is it. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here. I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was gonna run out the door. I was gonna leave him.
When a story involving former NBA star Dwight Howard suddenly exploded across social media, many people initially assumed it had something to do with basketball. After all, Howard spent nearly 2 decades as one of the league's most recognizable players, winning a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers and building a reputation as one of the most dominant defensive centers of his era. But the controversy that began circulating online had nothing to do with rebounds, championships, or his NBA legacy. Instead, it centered on a chaotic and deeply personal conflict involving his marriage, accusations of substance abuse, police visits to his home, and a long-standing feud with someone from his past who decided this was the moment to speak up.
It's everybody else's fault? Wow! So you just don't think any of us fell for the antics either, right? None of us fell for the narcissism. Are you fucking crazy, Amy? Amber? What is it? Like, are you serious right now? You call me crazy!
The drama began when Howard's wife, rapper and reality personality Amy Luciani, whose real name is Amber Rose Howard, went live on social media in an emotional video discussing serious issues inside their marriage. In the video, Luciani claimed that Howard had been struggling with substance use and that the situation had spiraled to the point where authorities had been called to their home multiple times.
My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying.
She said police had visited their house several times in just a few months and claimed that Child Protective Services eventually stepped in and removed Howard's daughter from the home because of concerns about what was happening there. The moment quickly went viral because Luciani didn't just talk about the problem, she attempted to show evidence on camera while explaining what she said had been happening behind closed doors.
Even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far.
According to Luciani, she had tried for months to deal with the situation privately. She described being placed in a difficult position where she felt pressured to defend her husband when authorities asked questions. At one point, she even admitted she had attempted to lie to police officers in order to protect him because she believed that was what a supportive spouse should do. But over time, she said the situation became impossible to hide. Luciani explained that she had only been married to Howard for a relatively short time, yet she already felt as though the problems surrounding his behavior were threatening to damage her own life and reputation.
The police at the house, they ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I've been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing.
One of the most disturbing claims she made involved Howard's children. Luciani alleged that she witnessed Howard encouraging his own son to lie to police officers during one of the incidents at their home. She said she recorded the moment because she believed it was proof that the situation had reached a dangerous level. In her emotional statements online, Luciani repeatedly insisted that her decision to speak publicly was not about revenge or embarrassment, but about protecting the children involved. The controversy became even more shocking because the couple's relationship had already shown signs of instability long before this public meltdown. Luciani and Howard had married in early 2025 after announcing their relationship not long before that. But months into the marriage, Luciani filed for divorce, describing the relationship in legal documents as irretrievably broken.
I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help.
What made the situation even more unusual was that both of them eventually filed mutual restraining orders against each other. That move signaled that the conflict between them had escalated far beyond ordinary marital disagreements. For a short time, it appeared the situation had cooled down. The restraining orders were dropped, and the divorce filing was withdrawn, suggesting that the couple had attempted to repair their relationship. But the peace didn't last. Less than a year later, Luciani's emotional social media appearance reopened the entire conflict, and the accusations she made instantly pulled millions of people into the story. As soon as Royce Reed stepped into the conversation, the entire situation shifted from a messy marital dispute to a full-scale public feud. Reed had already spent years publicly criticizing Dwight Howard over issues involving their son and past legal disputes. So when she started speaking again, people immediately paid attention. But what shocked viewers wasn't just that she responded, it was the direction she took. Instead of simply attacking Howard, Reed turned her focus toward Amy Luciani and suggested that the situation being exposed online might not be as straightforward as people thought. Reed argued that she had been warning people about problems surrounding Howard for years, but she claimed that every time she spoke out, she was labeled bitter, jealous, or dishonest. According to her, several women who had relationships with Howard, including Luciani, dismissed her concerns and accused her of exaggerating. Now that the controversy had exploded publicly, Reed said people suddenly wanted her to remain quiet and avoid saying, "I told you so," something she made clear she had no intention of doing. She insisted that her comments were not about revenge or personal satisfaction, but about the safety of children involved in the situation. But Reed didn't stop there.
I've personally had to call the police on him 3 times in barely 14 months marriage. I came back because honestly, I tried to listen to the married people around me who said it was too soon to walk away. But now, look what I've gotten myself into. I could say so much about the pain I've personally endured, but it's about these children. I'm deeply heartbroken right now to have to advocate for minors' voices and in return lose a marriage that I thought I was so happy to be in.
In her statements, she suggested that Luciani wasn't simply a spouse caught in the middle of a chaotic relationship. Instead, she implied that Luciani may have contributed to the very problems she was now exposing. Reed pointed to the timeline of events, arguing that Howard played in the NBA until the early 2020s, when professional leagues enforced strict policies about substance use. Her argument was that if Howard had been struggling with serious addiction during his playing career, it would have been extremely difficult for him to remain active in the league for so long. From Reed's perspective, the timeline raised questions about when these alleged issues actually began. She went even further by claiming that Luciani had not only been aware of Howard's behavior, but had allegedly participated in it. Reed suggested that Luciani's current public accusations might be an attempt to distance herself from the situation now that authorities and child welfare agencies had reportedly become involved. According to Reed, the sudden decision to speak out online raised questions about whether Luciani was trying to protect herself from potential legal or social consequences connected to the controversy. The internet immediately split into opposing camps. Some people believed Reed's claims were an attempt to rewrite the narrative and attack Luciani during a vulnerable moment. Others felt Reed's timeline argument raised legitimate questions about what had actually been happening behind the scenes. Online discussions exploded, with viewers analyzing videos, statements, and even Luciani's emotional social media posts, with some critics speculating about her behavior during the recordings themselves. Luciani, however, wasn't about to stay silent while Reed publicly questioned her motives. She quickly fired back, accusing Reed of being jealous and bitter because of her long history with Howard. According to Luciani, Reed had been trying to undermine her relationship with Howard from the moment the two began dating. She claimed that Reed's sudden involvement in the controversy wasn't about protecting children or telling the truth, but about settling old personal scores. Behind the scenes, sources close to the situation also suggested that Luciani was considering revealing information of her own about Reed. Insiders hinted that Luciani believed Reed had her own controversial history that could change how people viewed the entire conflict. While those alleged details were never fully revealed publicly, the possibility that more accusations could surface only intensified the drama unfolding online. At that point, what started as one emotional video had turned into a chaotic blame game involving multiple people with years of history between them. Luciani accused Howard of dangerous behavior that put children at risk. Howard strongly denied those allegations. Reed stepped in and suggested Luciani herself was partly responsible for the situation, and now both women were publicly accusing each other of dishonesty, jealousy, and manipulation. For viewers trying to follow the story, the situation quickly became a complicated puzzle. Each person involved was presenting a completely different version of events, and every new statement only seemed to raise more questions instead of providing answers. And that's what makes this situation so unusual. In most celebrity controversies, there's eventually a clear narrative that emerges, one version of events that most people accept as the truth. But in this case, the story continues to shift depending on who is speaking and which details are being revealed. Right now, the only thing that seems certain is that the conflict between Dwight Howard, Amy Luciani, and Royce Reed has moved far beyond a private relationship dispute. It has turned into a public battle over reputation, responsibility, and the truth behind a situation that clearly runs deeper than what first appeared online. And as accusations continue flying from every direction, the real question many people are asking isn't just who started the drama, but which parts of this explosive story are actually true. If you want more breakdowns of major celebrity stories and internet drama explained clearly and without the noise, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the next deep dive.